Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. We are back in XP12 as you can see. Today we're going to be flying the Toliss A339 Neo. We've not flown it, I think probably since release actually, last, what was it, October? It released, so it's been quite a while since we've flown this aircraft on stream. Now the reason we are doing so because we are checking out the brand new engine mod from our good friends at Mango Studios. They have done the Trent 7000 engine mod, and to be honest it was kind of needed for this aircraft, so I'm very glad they've gone ahead and done that. I don't know why my GPU frame time is so high, but there you go. We do have the the Mango Studios Trent 7000 engine mod. They did very kindly provide a copy to the channel. completely for free. So really appreciate that. Thank you guys. So we'll be checking this out. We'll check that out a little bit later on. But we are going to be looking at our route here in a second. So I will just jump into the cockpit here. We are going to be flying from here in Lisbon. As you can see, we're in the TAP in the Air Portugal livery. I'm just trying to get my navigraph set up here because I did forget. So we're going to be flying the TAP 1691 service to Madeira. Real world route. They do fly the A330-900 for this. I believe the largest aircraft that goes into Madeira. It must be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't imagine any larger aircraft going into Madeira. So it should be a lot of fun. I am just trying to get my navigraph set up here in the background. And we'll say hello to you guys. Nikki from Mango Studios is here. Welcome, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. And we have Ebru. Welcome. How's it going, my friend? So, just load the route here. So, here it is then. I highly doubt we'll be on runway 23 if that's tailwind, so I will change that to 05. We're departing Lisbon from runway 02, so a nice short taxi here to runway 02 on the Obo 1 Lima departure all the way out here and then back around. Maybe we'll hopefully get a maybe we'll get a nice left turn to ECPA if ATC are nice. It is a slightly longer route than usual today, about an hour and a half in the air. Is our estimated flight time, 1 hour 35 minutes. Then, unfortunately, not much to look at during the majority of the flight here. It is over open ocean. I tend to try to avoid flights like this because obviously I prefer flying over land with some lovely terrain. But this was a pretty nice route actually, so I thought we'd take this into Madeira. Once we get to Madeira, I am going to select the RNAV. Here we are, the RNAV 05 approach. There it is, the famous RNAV 05 approach. We've got some lovely orthos for Madeira. We've got some lovely freeware scenery for Madeira, as well from XP Traveling, who makes the ground service add-on I use. So yeah, it should be a pretty nice flight. We are currently live time and we are live weather. Now, I'm going to give you guys the option here. If we stay live weather, we are going to get some lovely, I mean, look at this. Beautiful. We're going to get some lovely sunset views, but by the time we get to Madeira, it's probably going to be dark. So we won't really get to see much of the island. Or we can switch it to daytime and have a daytime flight so we can see the island. Up to you. Live weather, we'll keep live weather for sure. But live time is completely up to you. I think we'll stick with live time, unless you guys say otherwise. Night landing, yeah, alright. I think that's what... Oh, Nikki says day. Alright, I'll wait for a few more people to chime in there. But for now, we'll stay live weather, and if we change it, we'll change it. What I can do is if we do a night landing at Madeira, I will turn it to day after we land and show you around the island a little bit. Live time, yeah, got you. Perfect. I will show you the island anyway, whichever we do. Alright, by the way, OpenSAM recently with their new SAM, is it SimBrief connection plugin that they now introduced as well from Hopso, which it works with his already provided plugins, Auto DGS and OpenSAM. To get this, you can see it finds our route, it knows our stand, we are TAP 4, no, that's 142. LPPT, and I think it shows on block, off block, if I'm not mistaken, in the SimBrief hub. As you can see, just tick your pilot ID in. Oh right, okay. Ebru says live. Yeah, all right. I think we'll go live for now. I will show you the. It'll be a night landing most likely. I'll show you the island during daytime once after landing. Then why not? I want to show you the lovely orthos in the airport because it's great for free. You know, we always support freeware developers. So right, let me set up, get Navigraph up on my tablet, and then we can begin here. I'll just start the flight on good old Volanta as well. Yeah, so it's been a while since I flew this aircraft. But of course, it's an Airbus, so it's not too difficult. Alright, so we'll head up here. I really don't know what's going on with my performance. My GPU is not having fun. I think it's just hot. It's really warm here in the UK at the minute, so I think once we get out of Madeira, we should be fine here. We'll get the batteries on. We are using the Mango Studios sound pack as well. We go here. You can see Mango Studios sound pack, and they have different engine options. Now, yes, the Toliss A330 doesn't have these engine options because these are for the CEO variant, but I think they just added the sounds if you wanted to use it, which is really nice. You know, it's there if you want it. We are, of course, using the correct sounds, the Trent Rolls-Royce 7000 engines. So nice plug-in interface, and they do have announcements as well. But we have Saint Engines running today. It's quite chill here. Oh wow. So bat one, APU bat. We'll get the external power going. Those lights come on. They are very bright. They'll go on auto. Leads are coming up. Good stuff. Seatbelt signs will go to auto for now. Nav logo, crew supply, ground control, and then we can head up here and get the ADIs on, and they are good to go. So aircraft is coming alive now. Push on, takeoff, cruise, descent, land, and off button done. Yeah, that's Airbus for you, right? This panel lighting. Can I get some dome lights? No, it looks better off, doesn't it? Alright. So. What's barrel ref discrepancy? Oh yeah, they'll be separate, that's fine. I'll just resync them, there we are. So, we can go to flight plan, no, sorry, init request. Hopefully I have I do. So let that request, we've got a nice copy here waiting for us, as per usual. There it is, alright. Super easy with Toliss. Right, so flight level 350 is correct. Cost index of 19. We are TAP 1691. What is the call sign? Let me Air Portugal, right? Okay, that's probably an important one to know, right? Alternate of GCTS, which is Tenerife South. That'd be another hour away. So we'll have some extra fuel for that as well, I'm sure. We'll align on reference, and then we'll go wind and request that. Alrighty. Let's now hop out, and I'll show you the engine mod. It is really nice. Now bear in mind, I am GPU and VRAM limited. I have my texture settings on medium. So of course, if you guys are running higher texture settings, the textures will look even better for you. But it is a huge upgrade over the default, for sure. I mean, just look inside here, it looks great. The modeling is really nice as well, much better than default, I will say. And for an engine mod, you know, these engine mods are really cheap as well, and they make a big difference, especially when you go outside and look at it like that. It looks miles better. And of course, you now get auto installers as well, so no messing around in Plane Maker. You can very simply hit the auto installer, and it does pretty much everything for you. So super easy to install. It is literally one click. You drag some files, you click the installer, you're good to go. Super simple. Yeah, looks really nice. We'll take a look at this, probably a bit more detail up in the air, as the textures will look a little bit better, just because of my own VRAM limitations. So we did all of this. There's a flight plan. We should probably go and don't move your mouse so much. My kitten wants to attack my TV. That's funny. We'll do our best. Right. So let's get our clearance then. So We want to head over. That view is not great, is it? It's so difficult to see. I'm going to move it up because we don't need to look down there. We only really need that. So, what is the ATIS? 121955, 121955, and we'll stick that over here.
Information Romeo. 1900 Zulu. Wind 320 at 5. Cav OK. Temperature 28. Dew point 17.
It's warm.
QNH 1012. Arriving and departing runway 2. Transition level 60. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Romeo.
Alright, information
Delgado
Romeo,
Airport.
I'm gonna get clearance
Information Romeo. 1900.
Alright, so we got clearance in now, just so that doesn't keep going off. I'll post a pic of it in the Discord. I'll show that in a little bit. That's really cute. So, QNH 1012, we should probably, yeah, let's get our clearance. Let's see, what stand are we at? Luckily we can look at the VDGS here and can see we're at stand 142. We can also see on the sign here. This is default Lisbon, by the way. Default Lisbon. So stand 142, wasn't it? Good. And information Romeo. Air Portugal 16901. Stand 142, information Romeo on board. Aircraft type Airbus A330-900 Neo. Request IFR clearance to Madeira, please.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Alright, we'll give him a second there. By the way, the sunset looks great even in the reflection.
Air Portugal 16901, information Romeo is current. Clear to Madeira via the Olbo 1, Lima departure, runway 2. Initial climb to 6000, departure on 125.13 squawk 3424.
Clear to Madeira via the Oba 1 Lima departure. Departure runway 2, initial climb 6000, departure on 125.13, squawk 3424, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, so we have our clearance then. Let's put that in, so 6000
Air
initially.
Portugal 16901, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.755.
Ground on 121.755, Air Portugal 16901. Hey Stanley, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you here. We I saw you in the Flight Deck 2 sim stream earlier.
Welcome to our ride to Madeira.
Welcome.
We are thrilled to have you on
so
Portugal flight 1691 departing from
we are now on. We are
Please
now
take your
talking to
seats according to your
ground.
boarding passes and stow your hand luggage
Departure
into the
runways 2.
overhead
Oba 1
bins
Lima is what
front.
we planned for.
If you
Departure
need
was
any assistance, feel free to
12513.
reach out to our friendly
So I like to put
Thank
that
you for
over
choosing
here.
TAP Air Portugal, and we hope
Oh,
you have
nope.
a fantastic
Put
flight.
that here. 12513, just so I remember it. We have 1215, which is guard frequency on COM 2, which is exactly what we want. We are listening to that as well. We are only transmitting on the VHF 1.
Lisbon ground taxi to general aviation parking via hotel 4 uniform 3 uniform 2 Lima
Right,
1.
and then our
Have a good day.
squawk. So let's go here. Squawk is 3424. There we are. So we're squawking 3424. Perfect. Flight plan then. So Lisbon departure is runway 02 on the Oba 1 Lima. So Oba 1 Lima going in, we'll insert that, and then at the destination it's going to be arrival. We're going to do the RNAV Zulu 05, and it's going to be the RAC 1 Papa. There it is, RAC 1 Papa via via pillar it will work. So I'll put that in, and that all looks good to me. Perfect. So let me just check, have we got our fuel? So if I go down here, I think it's this reflection is killing my frames at the minute. So reset to current. We need 17.7. Yeah, 17.7 tons, which we have. Our planned takeoff weight is 184.4 tons, roughly. 184 tons, so it's slightly light, but that's perfectly fine. Zero fuel weight 167,200. So zero fuel weight is perfect. Fuel is actually fuel's fine. Actually, fuel's on the lower side, but that's fine. We have plenty of fuel. So, take our performance then. Reset this. Flex should be fine. Aircon will be on, and it's given us flex 1 up 2.6. Perfect. So let's before we do that, let's get the APU running. There it goes. Oh, you know what I remembered? There's a setting, isn't there? The environmental lighting. Something is seriously... Look, my frames are getting worse and worse and worse. I have no idea what's going on. I think it looks better without lighting, doesn't it? It looks more natural. Let me just try something real quick. Yeah, it's the airport killing my FPS. As soon as I go up here, we're back to normal. Something with Madeira airport is absolutely killing. It must be that reflection. Must be. Anyway, we'll get out of here pretty soon, so we won't have to deal with that. Sid Sharif, welcome. How's it going, my friend? I've been enjoying the afternoon Cirrus SR22 flight from Kilo Oscar Kilo Charlie to Kilo Mike Charlie India. I found an iPad Air 2 for $90 and after a couple of tweaks used it for Navigraph. Wow, very nice. Brilliant, Stan. I've not flown an SR22 in the sim yet, you know. I've not flown any Cirrus in the sim for that matter, other than the Vision Jet. Maybe we'll have to... Is that the default stand, or is that the Torque Sim? Maybe that's one we can take a look at some point. That's brilliant. Right, let's get back to it. So we'll go to takeoff data uplink. QNH1012 is correct. We'll put the wind in. 320 at 5. It is indeed dry, so we'll go request here. Torque Sim, I see. Brilliant. I'm just going to monitor my GPU temps here. I don't want to get in too hot. It is a very warm day here. Although I think it is just the scenery. The default scenery, for whatever reason, is really killing my frames. Takeoff data, uplink, flex. That all looks good to me, so we'll insert that. That can go to flight plan. We've now got the APU on, so we'll get the the bleed on, the GPUs off, and oh, wrong button. We'll get the fuel pumps on. Alright, I think we are about good to go here. Let me clean that up. Get rid of the jetway. And we'll get the door closed shortly. So, what's this one, isn't it? Doors are all armed already. Brilliant. So, let's do that. We should have all the doors closed and no shocks. Look at that. perfect. Toliss handled that all automatically. Let's get our pushback clearance then. Lisbon ground, Air Portugal 16901, stand 142, request push and start.
Air Portugal 16901, request acknowledged. Please clarify your request or provide further details.
Yeah, they didn't hear what I said properly, did it? Lisbon ground, Air Portugal 16901, stand 142, request push and start.
Air Portugal 16901, push and start approved from stand 142. Contact apron on 119er decimal 99er for tuck services if needed.
Push and start approved, stand 142, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, we don't need to contact that frequency for tug services. We have better pushback. And new skies, welcome. This ground service add-on is, what's it called? I think ground service, there's a name up in here. I don't think it is. It's a lower script, so let me see. There it is, Simple Ground Equipment, SGES, from XP Javelin on the forums. Interestingly, the guy who made this plugin, XP Javelin, some of you will know him on the forums, also made the Madeira scenery we're flying to as well.
Some
Talks
doors are
him all the
still
way.
open, or the GPU or the ASU are still connected. I'm waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
What's connected? Oh, external power.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
I'm tempted. I have the Talksim 525, the citation, so I'm tempted for the Sirius's as well. And yeah, I do the same with my tablet, by the way. I have currently right now on my desk, I have Navigraph on a Samsung tablet, which is I used to use it for uni, but obviously I finished all that now. So I used to use it to take notes, because I have an S Pen with it at university, but now it just sits here on my desk and I really only use it for Navigraph. I find having it on the tablet is much easier. It's a bit slower because the tablet is an older tablet, but it's really nice and it frees up my monitor space as well on my second monitor here. Hey, Captain Andre, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you here. Let's take a look at this beautiful sunset. Look at that. X-Plane have just nailed the atmospheric lighting. Laminar research, by the way. It just look at it. Really, really nice. Albeit, I am using a little script from a member of our Discord, a very active member on Discord, Bernd. He developed a Skycolor Lua script, which makes it even more realistic. It looks really nice, what he's done. Albeit, default X-Plane looks great, but he just added a few little tweaks and it looks great. I'm using a bit of blue effects as well. As you can see, right side is with the filter, left side is default. I can turn it on and off here. Just because my monitor really likes red, as you can see. It doesn't seem to like green that much, so I kind of have to pump the green up a little bit to make it look a bit more natural. Alright, are they... I think we're ready for push, aren't we? So, we get the beacon on. We should be good to go. I'll get the seatbelt signs on now as well. Disconnect the parking brake, off we go. Thank you very much, New Skies. Really appreciate it. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't tell them where we want to push back.
Please show me where you want to go.
I'm going to push out to the left. That would probably help if they know where we want to actually push to. So we'll go out here. I find better pushback the easiest pushback software.
Parking brake.
We already released it. There we are.
Starting pushback. You may start the engine.
Yeah, I find... we need to switch this to dry as well for the row ROP, which is a runway overrun warning and the runway overrun protection. So we want that on dry, it's a dry runway. for both takeoff and landing. We got a few A330 900s. Look, we got 3 in a row here, which is really cool. Yeah, so my lights affect the intensity of the lights and the colors. They're a bit more modern, a bit more white and sort of a lighter shade of orange. There's still some darker orange in there for a bit of variation. The extended lights is not my add-on, but it works really well, so I do use that as well. Because the default light draw distance in X-Plane isn't fantastic, as we know. Shall we go ahead and start engine number 1 then? I'll start number 1, and I'll stick on a nice window view so you can listen to the sounds here. Nice sounds. I hope the bass effects come through on YouTube. I've got a nice bassy headset, and it sounds beautiful. There it is. Nice animations on that engine as well, by the way. Shall we get, since we're doing an engine stream, should we get the wing light on so we can see that engine a little bit nicer? Yeah, we'll keep that on. Can we head outside? Absolutely. So that's it idle. And what I'll do is I'll do the next startup outside and listen to the outside
complete.
sounds.
Set parking brake.
We'll set the parking brake though.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright, so I'm going to start number 2 and we'll do that from the external view.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Yeah, I think the bass effects there really have been done very well. Really well. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to hear the initial spool sound, just because airports are loud places, you know, there's a lot of ambient sound around, but it sounds very good for sure. Yeah, cockpit textures, they don't look bad now, obviously in the this lighting, but in broad daylight, or even when you turn the dome light on, you'll see maybe later they don't look fantastic. I know it's not, you know, what Toliss focus on, but I think the A320 family textures aren't that bad. They're not too bad. But the A340 and the A330 are definitely a bit of a downgrade in terms of the textures, unfortunately. But I think they sort of make up for it in the system depth, and the way this thing flies is is beautiful. But yeah, the default sounds are not fantastic, nor the default textures and modeling. So for an aircraft that's as pricey as this is, you do kind of need the sound pack and maybe the engine mod if that sort of bothers you. Alright, so, but after saying all that, I do still love Toliss aircraft. I really genuinely do. The system depth is just second to none. You know, we don't have, I mean, the Phoenix A320 comes very, very close, if not better. It's difficult to say, but nothing comes close to this, the A340 and the A330. So, right, where were we?
Attention all aircraft information, Sierra is now current. QNH 1012.
QNH 1012, perfect. So, bleed can go off and the APU itself can go off. Let's get the speed brake and the predicted wind shear weather radar can all go on. And we'll get flaps 1. I'll let you listen to those sounds in a beautiful sunset. Very nice flap sounds. Yeah, absolutely, Alex. Correct. They focus on the realism and the system depth and the way this thing flies, the drag, the thrust, all of that is spot on. As far as I can tell, that's their focus. Of course, licensed by Airbus. You know, the fly-by-wire system as well. I've done a bit of studying on that with my Aerospace Systems degree, so I know the level of detail they've gone into is actually pretty insane. And unless you're a systems engineer or a you know, a type-rated pilot, it's so difficult to find any discrepancies. It really is. The level of detail is just so high. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That's their focus. It would be really nice if they could bring in maybe an external modeler or an external, you know, textures or something to just, you know, it'll be a cherry on top if that makes sense, you know. But there you go. Let's get our taxi clearance then. Lisbon ground, Air Portugal 16901, ready to taxi.
Air Portugal 16901, taxi to runway 2 via Alpha 4, Golf 1, Golf 2, Uniform 2, Uniform 1.
Taxi to runway 2 via Alpha 4, Golf 1, Golf 2, Uniform 2, Uniform 1, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, let's go. I love the aircraft too, I just dislike the textures. I really want better texture in X-Plane simply because I've got all my resources in here and I don't. Yeah, I get what you mean, absolutely. Let's get the lights on, runway turn off lights, strobes are in auto. Auto brake can go to max. There it is, alright. And we'll set our trim. I think it's auto in this aircraft, isn't it? We'll check that in a minute. Josh's Aviation, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Are you on Elevatex? Saw your video about it. I've loved it ever since. At the minute, I'm using Volanta. I need to check out the new Elevatex update. They've been pushing out a bunch of updates recently, so I need to check it out. I quite honestly, I can't decide which one I want to use and which one I prefer. They are both really good. As soon as Elevatex came out, Orbex pushed out a few Volanta updates. So I think this, you know, the little bit of competition is quite good actually. They really both seem to be pushing now for new features, better performance, etc. Which at the end of the day is better for us simmers. So I think I am currently sort of testing both. I'm using a bit of both, trying to figure out which one has better performance, which one has more features, which one is, you know, easier to use, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm doing some tests, kind of a mix and match of both at the minute. I'm using, but yeah, both are really good. And like you say, absolutely a bit of healthy competition. It adds to the flight sim market. I think you're spot on there. You know, Volanta didn't have many updates initially. Volanta didn't have many updates initially, and then Elevatex came out, and it seems like they sort of realized that there's a bit of competition, and actually we need to work on this a little bit more. which is good. You know, can't go wrong really. Get our. This is a beautiful takeoff, by the way, in this lighting. The displays is an X-plane thing. It's to do with the anti-aliasing. If you turn FXAA off, it does help quite a bit. So at the minute, my displays honestly look pretty sharp. Could be sharper, but they're sharp enough for me to not have any, you know, major issues really. So turning FXAA off helps quite a lot. But it's an anti-aliasing issue. Mr. Salt, welcome. Are you using your Blah Lewis script in addition to the lighting mod? So I'm not using Blah. Blah never got updated for compatibility, so I don't recommend using it now. I just use my light mod. That is it in terms of night lighting. This is purely my own night light mod. Which is a simple drag drop of the PNG and the lights.txt file, but yeah, no additional lower scripts or anything like that. Also means that performance is not affected at all, because there's no lower scripts running, there's no code running in the background, nothing. It is a very simple edit of some intensity values and some color values. Come on, BA. And some changes to some of the PNG flare files. That's about it. So yeah, really simple. I can't find the extended lights mod. It says it's not XP12 compatible. It's actually not been updated for XP12 officially, but it works just fine. It's one file now for the entire world. You don't need to download a bunch of separate files. If you can't find it, send me a DM on Discord and I'll send you a link. No problem. Or maybe once I get in the air, I'll stick a link in the chat. Textures in the 777 V2 are perfect, as well as screen textures. That A350 V2 is going to be so good. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the A350 V2 because we are really getting best of both there. We're getting Toliss Systems, a Toliss flight model, etc., and then we're getting all of the great stuff from the Flight Factor team that we've seen on the 777 V2. You know, the modeling, the sounds, the textures, the failures, the system depth. That's one hell of a collaboration, honestly. That's gonna be good. Oh hey, Alex, 5 gifted memberships to the channel. Alex, thank you very much. I think you gave some last week as well, didn't you? So you are being incredibly generous there. Really, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. If you got a membership from Alex, do say thank you. And I will have my members only stream this week on probably Thursday, if all goes as planned. So I might post that tomorrow actually. Thank you Alex. Right, let me scroll up because I think I missed some chats. Nope. Perfect. So, this BA320 is gonna depart in front of us. 320 Neo, it looks like. What was our trim?
Airport is 1691. Contact tower on 118.105.
Contact tower 118.105. Air Portugal 16901. Right, so we don't need to hold short here. That's Cat 2 or 3. It's definitely not Cat 2 or 3. So we'll hold short this line. Contact tower, we'll hit the takeoff config and we should be good to go here. Alright, so performance is back to normal, which is good. So we hit takeoff config, our trim is set, we got flaps 1, spoilers. Let's get TARA. Nope, we got norm and then TARA. And that needs to go to auto, so that's actually mode Charlie now. Good stuff. We need to go to tower 118.105. 118.105 for tower. And I'll get 12513 in for departure in the standby box. There we are, alright. Lisbon Tower, Portugal 16901, holding short, runway 02, fully ready. Traffic mod is Traffic Global from Just Flight with updated models and schedules, which is it's a region traffic pack on the forums.
Air Portugal 16901 Lisbon Tower, runway 2, winds 310 at 10, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 02, Air Portugal 16901. Cleared to takeoff then, so
lights can go on. I see nothing on the left, nothing on the right. Air Portugal 16901, runway 2 is available for departure. Please confirm your destination airport for clearance.
Lisbon Tower, we are taking off runway 02, Air Portugal 16901. Yeah, that's a weird stay intentions thing. Moved over to XP12 since the last update, or the one with the lighting update. It's such a good spot now. Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really nice. I have actually managed to get Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 to work on my system. Whatever they did in the last beta update improved things massively for me. So enjoying both sims right now. The sky by itself makes it better. Yeah, oh, the sky is beautiful. Really, really. The Discord link's broken. Oh, sorry guys. I'll update that, but thank you, Alex. Which link is broken? Is it the one by Nightbot or the one in the description? I think they're two different links. Alright, we'll line up here. I've not done a video on it yet. No. No. Unfortunately not. Alright. Explain 12. Damn, explain 12. Right. I think we're good for departure then, so let's spool them up 50%. In fact, shall we, let me set the parking brake. Shall we do a spool up exterior, and then we'll go back to idle, and then we'll spool them up from the inside as well. There's a Swift Air 757 waiting for us. Beautiful. All right. Yes, I know. Right, let's actually take off now. So we just need to reset some stuff. There we are. Take off config. Yep. All right. All right. We'll go for reals now. So 50%. Stable. We'll get the timer running. And flex. Manflex SRS. Keep it center line. Nice sounds. $80 knots.
100 knots.
Rotate.
Positive climb.
Positive climb, kids going up.
Gear up.
It's raining outside apparently.
Air Portugal 16901, contact departure on 125.13.
125.13, Air Portugal 16901. Lisbon departures, Air Portugal 16901, climbing through altitude 2,200, full 6,000. Go climb thrust. Lower the nose.
Air Portugal 16901. Lisbon departure identified. Climb via the SID to flight level 160.
Climb by the SID flight level 160, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, so we can go all the way up to 160. There's no restrictions on the SID. I have just checked on the chart. So 160 going in. Get it on the flight directors. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That engine mod looks substantially better, it really does. Beautiful. Thank you, Alex, for sorting that link. Really appreciate it. I'll update that.
Speed check.
I'll check which one isn't
50.
working. So, flaps are going up now. Lower the nose, we'll gain some speed. And we're going to make a right turn here shortly. Oh yes. Alright, let's make that right turn. X-plane feels great. Yeah, Alex, I was struggling slightly to keep up with what they're saying. Right, we need to go standard on the altimeter. There it is. Should have a nice view of the city there. Yeah, look at that. There's another little airport down there. Yeah, they did a good job with the sound pack, a really good job. Very much needed on the A330 as well, I think. Zoom out a little bit, there's our departure. I am going to ask if we can get a shortcut. Lisbon departures, Air Portugal 16901. Is there any chance of a shortcut? Default weather, new skies, default weather.
Air Portugal 16901. Say again.
Air Portugal 16901, any chance of a shortcut? I don't know how Say Intention is going to handle this one, but we'll see.
Air Portugal 16901. Proceed direct to Papa Tango 757.
Direct Papa Tango 757, Air Portugal 16901. Right, I'm going to get autopilot on here. We did get a shortcut. I have no idea where the shortcut is. Direct Papa Tango 757, but that's where we're going right now. So that's a slightly useless. That's a useless direct because that's where we're heading right now. So yeah, Say Intentions is great, but it definitely needs a little bit of work. It's not perfect by any means. So we get the, right, let's get the cabin lights off. Is it in here? Yeah, so off. And we'll take one last look at those engines. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And we'll get the wing light off now.
Dear guests, we have just climbed
Very,
above
very
sea
nice.
altitude.
Alright, well, we're above the altitude, so lights off.
Now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi
And
service.
there's
We
no
are currently
turbulence that I can
on
see, so
the estimated
seatbelt
time
signs
to
can
arrival
go
is
off.
about 1 hour and 32 minutes. Thank you for your
Controller
attention.
sounds like he speaks in all caps. Yeah. Sometimes the voices on Say Intentions, there's one voice in particular, occasionally, which the more it speaks, the higher pitched it gets, which is quite funny to listen to. Yeah, there's some interesting ones. I wonder if you ask for direct to, if Say Intentions give you a different answer. Maybe it's a language. I could do that. So if I look at my plan, we could go. I was hopefully we're getting this this EKPEK waypoint direct to, which seems to make the most sense. So maybe I can ask that. I'll probably have to spell it out. So let me try that. Lisbon departure, Air Portugal 16901. Request direct Echo Kilo Papa Echo Romeo.
direct expert.
Clear direct ECPA, Air Portugal 16901. That worked. So we are direct ECPA. That worked, yeah. So maybe it was a language issue, like you say, Stan. Now we are well and truly on our way. Hey Strudel, welcome. How's it going? Hi, I have a question. When I use map
Air
announcement on
Portugal
X-Plane,
16901, climb and maintain flight level 320.
climb and maintain flight level 320, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, all the way up to 320. Managed to climb. I have a question. When I use map enhancement on X-Plane, removes all the lights for me, so it's fully dark and night. Is there any other add-on I have to use? That sounds like you have a overlay issue. So it sounds like your INI file is incorrect and you're missing overlays. So during the day, do you have, when using map enhancement, do you have buildings, trees, etc. in 3D? The 3D AutoGen, because it sounds like the map enhancement ortho imagery is covering your 3D objects, hence why you have no lights. And Alex, again, with a €11 super chat. Again, Alex, thank you so much. Your generosity is outstanding. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely, Stan. It's really nice, considering it's AI. It's really nice. Of course, a bit of fine tuning here and there, but it's a lot better than other options, in my opinion. Of course, you're never going to be actually talking to another human like VATSIM or IVAO or something like that. But the main issue with those is you don't necessarily always have coverage. So the chances of having coverage from Lisbon all the way down to Madeira today would have been pretty rare. That's my only real sort of issue with it, I suppose. Yeah, no buildings. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely an issue with your scenery pack.ini. Although
Air
the latest
Portugal
version
16901, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Bit of turbulence. Get the seatbelt signs on. Climb, maintain flight level 350, Air Portugal 16901. So we did hit a bit of turbulence there. This controller is very aggressive. Yeah, so map enhancements should sort your configuration file out for you. So I wonder if the issue is that you don't have the overlays downloaded. Potentially, but Trix, feel free to join my Discord and send me a message there, either via DM or if you join the server, there's a dedicated X-Plane help section and I can provide support there. It's a little bit easier to provide support there than YouTube. And there's the link. Thank you very much, Stan. Alex. Alright. Overflying the city again. So I don't have Navigraph running on my PC at the minute, because like I said, I run it on my tablet. So just so we can see where we are, there's a storm over there which we are avoiding. It looks like this is the weather we just hit. Doesn't look like we can see the weather, but it looks like there's turbulence in the area, I suppose. Flying directly over the city now, and then we're going to head over the coast. Yeah, that gives us a nice view of the city, doesn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. So our ETA is currently another hour and 20 minutes. So how long we've been in the air? What, 15-ish? 12 minutes, yeah. So 1 hour 35 seems accurate. And off we go. Unfortunately, not going to be much to look at after we leave Lisbon here. One for our welcome. How's it going, my friend? Don't worry, we just took off. So got landing to go. Should be an interesting landing into Madeira as well. Cool. Good stuff. So yeah, after Phoenix updated the A321 for the BFU, the Big Phoenix update, they implemented some more VRAM reduction depending on your Microsoft Flight Sim texture settings. And that really helped with performance for me on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So I've done a few test flights in that, and it's running quite well in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, which is interesting. Is that for us?
2516 ident again.
I don't think that's for us, because it's not come up on my same intentions. That's not for us. What was I saying? I can't remember. I've completely lost track of what I was saying for the ATC.
Guitar 9035, Lisbon departure, direct expert.
Again, that's not for us. Yeah, controller needs to chill, yeah. Oh, BFU, that's it. Yep, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, so it's running really well, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and that's with add-on airports and stuff. But no GSX or anything like that. I'm 99% sure GSX was causing some issues for me. But yeah, I'm still, working with that, trying to get it running. So I do want to run Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and hopefully move away from 2020 if possible. Just because Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is taking up a whopping 700 gigs of storage on my PC at the minute. So removing that would be brilliant. But that doesn't mean I'm moving away from X-Plane. Absolutely not. I just enjoy both simulators. When I read BFU, my mind thought something else. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure they've done that on purpose. I'm pretty sure they did that one on purpose, Alex. Yeah, A330-900 Neo. So it's an A330 Neo. The largest A330 variant. Strudel, auto FPS stopped working for me today as well. I think the latest Microsoft Flight Sim beta has unfortunately broken auto FPS. So I tried to do a flight today and couldn't get it to work. I think auto FPS just need to what's that open? Just need to update their add-on. Hopefully Sim Update 3 will be out of beta soon. PMDG 738 needs to be updated. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for that one. Although the iFly 737 Max is working for me at the minute on 2024 as well. So I did get the PMDG 200, the 777-200ER and the Freighter in the PMDG sale last week. I already have the 300ER. So I've got a few more now, and I was flying those in 2024 last week, and they were running really well. Surprisingly, PMDG, I think, has the best optimized airliners. They run really well, even though they're larger. They run really well for me. A330-1000 when? Yeah. Is A330 good? Yes. In terms of systems and the flight model, which is where Toliss excel, it is brilliant. This thing flies really well. The systems are super in-depth. A bunch of failures and all sorts. If that's your focus, then this is going to be brilliant for you. If your focus is visuals, like the textures, the modeling, the sounds, etc., then maybe it's not for you. But it's good, especially for a lot of us X-Plane users who really care about the core systems, the flight model, how things fly. It's really good in that regard. 737 Max, yeah. So the only Max we have, we don't have a Max in X-Plane. The one of the Zebo sort of mod is stolen code from Zebo, so we don't use that. We don't acknowledge that one at all. There is no 737 Max in X-Plane, unfortunately at the minute. But of course, Airfoil Labs are working on theirs, like you've mentioned. I think that's still a way off. Their previous look, I think it looks further ahead than it is, because they definitely seem to be making very quick progress on that. But I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in the background that needs tuning, especially with things like the autopilot, the VNAV, the LNAV, you know, the things that you can't necessarily see. That's probably going to take some time, I imagine. I got 3 PMDG planes had missing during the sale. Ah, brilliant. Yeah. I didn't get the LR just because I wasn't too interested in the LR. There's not many routes, not many airlines fly it. I think the 200ER, the 300ER, and the freighter sort of is all I realistically need. But I would have got the LR if PMDG pricing system was a little bit better. But yeah, I thought while the sale's on, they're not going to get any cheaper than that, really. So
our wonderful crew will be starting the snack and drink service shortly.
let's do a quick flyby.
Some delightful options for you, including our famous cockpit pasta and a selection of refreshing beverages.
Any comments about the Aerogenesis A330? I haven't flown it in a... Sorry. I haven't flown it in a very long time. So not really at the minute. Last time I flew it, it was... I think I had one crash with it, but otherwise it flew nice, and it was a nice upgrade. But I haven't flown it in months. So maybe at some point, more turbulence. We'll leave these seatbelt signs on then. I might try that again, the Aerogenesis A330, and let you guys know. I think they are making good progress, it looks like. I've kept up to date with that on their Discord, and it looks like they're doing some good stuff. They're adding new engines, EFB, some better systems, etc. And for free, you know, we can't complain. Anything for free we can take. Look at that silhouette. Beautiful. And those engines again look really nice. Flashing with a red beacon there. One thing my light mod does do is, as many of you will know, the default light flares that come with X-Plane are kind of old looking a little bit, and they're quite large in my opinion. So what I did, if you don't know what the light flare is, it is quite literally the image you see when you look at the light. So not the light itself, but the image that like overlays a light, if that makes sense. It's the flare of said light source. What I did is I replaced it with a much smaller light, and essentially made it a smoother, you know, fade in and fade out rather than an actual image. So it looks a bit more sort of crisp, as you can see there. You still get a bit of flare as you would in real life when you look at a light. Still there, but it makes the Toliss planes look a lot nicer at night, because Toliss had a huge like flare, like, you know, really large before, because they utilized the default light flare in X-Plane. So my mod sort of fixes that. Alright, we are cruising. I'm going to get the seatbelt signs off. I think we're past that turbulence, hopefully. What's my weather radar set to? WEX. So no turbulence will show on that, and I can't change it. So this is why I'm very much looking forward to the new weather radar coming with X-Plane 12.3 by default. That's going to make a huge difference. Hopefully that will indicate turbulence and stuff like that on the ND. As always, if you guys have any stream suggestions, do let me know. Always happy to take suggestions for streams. Fly to areas that I didn't even know about, like we did last stream in the BAU 146 when we flew to Basco. A little island in the middle of basically nowhere off the coast of Philippines. I would never have known about it, and it was a really fun flight to do. And that was at the request of a channel moderator, so yeah, do send your requests in. Why is it actually in live stream HUD marking 35,500? I think because let me check. It's because it's altitude. I think it's that. Sorry, I'll restart because I can't speak at the minute apparently. It's the altitude above ground, I believe, rather than sea level, above mean sea level. Which is interesting because we're over ocean, so in theory they should be the same. But yeah, I don't know why that discrepancy is there. I do notice when I'm flying in. I do notice that while I fly over mountainous terrain, that altitude doesn't really show our true altitude. I think it shows the altitude above ground, which is our height, technically. I believe. Either that or it's just reading a data ref incorrectly. Because in theory, if I change my QNH here, our altitude changes here, but I don't think it affects my altitude. Yeah, see, it's not affecting the altitude in the overlay. I can change this as much as I want, and it doesn't, you know, change that. So, what source that's using for altitude, I don't know. It's clearly not whatever the plane is reading. I imagine the discrepancy is potentially also due to differences in pressure and things like that, which is obviously how we measure our altitude. And if you're not running ISA conditions, your local pressure is different. Of course, this is our indicated altitude rather than the true altitude. So in real life, you're probably not actually at 35,000 foot. We're probably actually a couple of 100 feet higher or lower, just because, you know, the conditions outside are not ISO conditions. It's not going to be exactly what our standardized temperature is. It's not going to be our standardized density or pressure outside. Hence why we set our altimeter to standard. So everyone will have error in their altitude, but everyone has the same error, if that makes sense. So if everyone is indicating 200 feet lower than they should, we don't have a problem, right? Because everyone's indicating with the same error. It's when you get lower down, closer to terrain, etc. That's when we start to calibrate our altimeter. We need that accuracy there. See, if I click here, our altitude, yeah, that'll be why. See, our altitude is showing 35,518 here. In you know, mean sea level. So I imagine this is our true altitude. This is actually what we're at. That's what the overlay is reading. But due to various error in the atmosphere, and the atmosphere not being standardized, this is our indicated altitude. And this is what makes the engineering side of things complex. Because suddenly you're dealing with different types of altitude. You're dealing with different types of airspeed. You're dealing with ground speed, potentially. Things can get complex.
Hey, Captain Drishal, First Officer Nigel. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack? The cabin is in a great mood, and the snack service
I love this
is
feature
going
Saint
smoothly.
Intentions has added. They now ask us for
Folks,
coffee.
Just a quick reminder to remain seated until we have arrived at the parking area.
We have a lot of good planes. Oh yeah, a lot of good planes. When will 12.3 come? No idea, unfortunately. Fly Santorini to Athens. I will add that to my list. That sounds like a pretty fun flight. In a DA4260 or SR22. You know, I did just get the Aerobasc DA42, because I have the DA. I have the DA42. I have the DA62 as well, from Aerobasc. I think I have the DA40 as well, actually. So we could absolutely do that. Let's reply to the cabin crew here. Yes, please. We'll take a coffee. Both will be with milk, please. Thank you.
Okay, Captain. I'll get 2 coffees with milk right away for you.
Brilliant. Hey, Oscar, welcome. Install your blah.lower script makes a big difference. The blah.lower script isn't mine. I actually don't recommend using it anymore. In the latest versions of X-Plane. So yeah, that's not mine. The Nightlight mod is, the blah.lower script is not. Oh yeah, Aerobasc stuff is always great. We flew the Phenom last week, great fun. Let me check my Aerobasc folder real quick and see how much I have, because I have a lot of their stuff. Let's see. So I have the DA42, the 62, the Epic E1000, the Epic Victory, the Phenom 300, and the freeware Robin DR401. Yeah, the 62 is faster, but I was flying the 42 the other day because the 42 is used for flight training. For multi-engine flight training, it's pretty popular. Which I will be, of course, doing at some point, hopefully, so I was kind of getting myself acquainted with it. I do have the Cows DA40 on Microsoft Flight Sim, and they are bringing that to X-Plane 12 as well. So looking forward to what they do, because they've done some brilliant stuff over at Microsoft Flight Sim. And they are bringing that to X-Plane 12 eventually as well. And then they're working on a DA42 as well, so at some point we are going to have an Aerobasc and a Cows DA42 in X-Plane, which will be exciting. Lovely lighting at the minute, really, really nice. It does look beautiful. Yeah, the Diamond aircraft look great, don't they? Especially the 62. It's a beautiful aircraft. No, light mod does not require the script, no. At the minute, I recommend just installing my my light mod and run it like that. That's what I'm doing at the minute. I'm not using blah.lower because it was never updated, unfortunately. The developer told me he's not interested in updating it to make it work as it should in 12.2.
Air Portugal 16901. Contact Lisbon on 132.85.
Contact Lisbon 132.85. Where's my call sign? Sorry, correction, Air Portugal 16901. I don't know why, but on same tensions, my frequencies and my call sign have disappeared. So that threw me off for a second. I forgot my call sign. Anyway, let's contact them. Shibda, welcome. How you doing? It's been a long time. 13285. Lisbon, Air Portugal 16901, flight level 350. Thank you very much, Oscar. I really appreciate that. I'm still working on the light mod. I think it looked great at the minute, but I want to...
Lisbon Center identified. Good evening.
I want to make it into a plugin rather than a file replacement, because the only downside to it is every time X-Plane updates, it overwrites the files that I have edited, and then you need to reinstall my Nightlight mod, which doesn't take long. It's very simple, drag and drop. It's just you got to remember to do it, right? So I want to make the without changing how it looks, because I'm really happy with the way it looks, turn it into a plugin so that you can just install the plugin once and you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. Is what I'm working on at the minute. get that dome light off. You can see here with the dome light on, the textures, these overhead textures, the A340 had the same issue. Everything here looks okay. And then these just don't look good at all. There's some weird issue with the way it responds to the light. There's this line here that you can see, like a gap. With the reflections and stuff, that needs fixing. The A340 had the same issue. Hasn't been fixed yet, unfortunately. Hence why I tend to just leave the dome light off. Doing fine, still recuperating after hearing the prototype cars at Nürburgring. Yeah, that looked insane. Very, very jealous. But thank you very much for sending what you did on the Discord. Many of us really enjoyed that. I'm glad to hear that you had a good time there. Let's see how we're doing. If we go to Perth, to top of descent, 228 nautical miles. Another 30 minutes roughly till we hit that. So you're just flying over the open ocean now towards Madeira. I do expect to be given the Arnav Zulu runway 05 hopefully, which is the famous approach into Madeira. We do of course have the hood, which we will be using if I can grab it. Where is it? Where's... there it is. Yeah, there it is. We have the hood. You can change the brightness here, of course. You can, it's actually pretty cool. You can change it to crosswind here, which makes these shorter, because if you're, if you've got an insane crab on the aircraft and the runway's over here, it's just going to be blocked, or over here. It's going to be blocked by all of these, so you can put that into crosswind mode and it won't block the runway. You can declutter as well, so declutter 1, declutter 2, that's pretty clean. And then the normal mode. Put that away for now. So next stream is probably going to be hopefully in the Piper Seneca from Captain Iceman, the Captain Iceman series. Piper Seneca, beautiful aircraft by the way. So we're going to be flying that hopefully around Vancouver. That should be tomorrow, I anticipate. Then we have our members only stream. So those of you who've been given a membership last week or this week by Alex very kindly, or just members who are who have joined themselves, you will all be able to join the members only stream hopefully on Thursday, if not Friday. That's the plan. Sunsets in XP12 make it very enjoyable. Anything I wish someone would make is a similar mod like FS2 Crew, animated flight, animated first officer for the Toliss, for the 320 Neo, just to make flows more realistic. Yeah, that'd be cool, honestly. Personally, I don't think I would use something like that just because I like to do everything myself. I know there is some automated co-pilot mods that you can run for the Toliss aircraft, maybe not like FS2 Crew, but similar. But I like doing things myself, you know. But I can see the appeal for that sort of plugin, absolutely. It's like technically I'm flying the aircraft at the minute, but I'm also doing comms, which you wouldn't do in a situation realistically in this. You know, crew resource management, you would have one pilot called pilot flying who is in charge of actually flying the aircraft, and then you have a pilot monitoring who's monitoring but also handling the all the communications with air traffic control. Need a GSX for X-plane. Yeah, although to be fair, better pushback runs really well, and simple ground services works well. It doesn't load the aircraft actually, it's just visual, but it works. GSX in Microsoft Flight Sim is nice, it's also very buggy. It's not the most stable software, but it works pretty well when it does work. Really tempted to get a Moser racing wheel, but I might hold off until Black Friday. Who knows what plugins release. Yeah, absolutely. But Moser, yeah, it looks like they're doing some really good stuff, both for flight sim and for racing as well. Absolutely. And then looking forward to the C-130J for DCS. That might be the aircraft which finally gets me into DCS. See, I don't know how to fly jets. I know airliners, I don't know jets. Maybe the C-130 is a nice step into DCS, because I've been meaning to try and get into DCS if I have the time. Oh, you got early access for the C-130, nice. Has better helicopters, yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Switch up the view a little bit. Yeah, this is a real world route. So we're using the real call sign. It is flown by the A330neo as well in real life. That's why I picked it today. I see. Got you.
Lisbon Center, identified. Good evening.
Love the Mi-8 and DCS Mi-6 would be amazing. That sounds great. I don't know my helicopters enough, unfortunately. I'm very much into my fixed wing aircraft. I know some helis, but not too much. At the airfield I fly at for my PPL, my flying lessons, we do have helis as well. There's a helicopter school there. So there's always helicopters flying in and around, and they fly on the opposite side of the circuit to us. So if we're doing a right-hand circuit, they'll be flying left-hand circuits, slightly lower than us, so got to be careful of them. It's pretty interesting flying around with helicopters departing and arriving at the same airfield. Let's get the wing light on. Get a nice look at this engine. It's quite a bright wing light. A very bright wing light. Well, I suppose you need it. You can check for icing and any issues. Also, Mach number. We are at Mach 0.8. Not too bad. We could we could speed things up a little bit, increase our cost index. Maybe. Why is the engine? I think the wing light is just so bright. It's because we got the wing lights on. You can see there. We turn it off. Now we're back to normal. So yeah, Mach 0.8 at the minute. See there, our top of descent, estimated in 165 nautical miles at 2052 UTC, and it's currently 2029 UTC, so in around about 22 minutes. It'll be pretty interesting to see the A321 XLR production firsthand during my internship next January. Yeah, well done on that. Seriously, well done. We are very, very happy for you. That's going to be pretty insane. I know that there's going to be a lot of stuff. Obviously, you won't be able to share pictures, etc. But no, you're going to have a great time there. So, well done for getting that. Look at the lighting. So, so nice. Beautiful. Look at the heat. I do like the heat blur. It's very, really, really nice. It'll explain. Cubing Demon, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Very nice nighttime flight. I think you guys made the right decision there to keep it live at a time. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is Alex's cat. He very kindly sent a picture. Very cute. Look at that.
Air Portugal 1691, Lisbon Center. Expect the Rocket 1
what's his or her
arrival.
name?
In about
Alex?
20 minutes, I'll start your descent. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Alright, we should probably reply to them. Expect the Raku 1 at Papa arrival in about 20 minutes. Descent is perfectly fine. Air Portugal 1691. So we are expected for the RNAV, it says Alpha, runway 05. So pretty much as planned. Miyu. Very nice. Very, very nice name. She's the main coon. Right, I see, got you. She'll be huge. Night flights in XP12 are so immersive. Flew FS24 nighttime. Yeah, the night lighting in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is nice. It's bright, and I think the light colors are pretty good. But the bulb size, so the size of the physical light source is far too big. Especially when you start looking at things like PAPI lights. I mean, the size of the light itself is huge. It's really, really large when you're landing. If there were a smaller light source, but the intensity was the same, I think it'd look a lot better. A bit more crisp as well. So, Same Intentions is going to give me the RNAV Alpha. I don't think the RNAV Alpha exists, as far as I know. So I think that's its way of saying any RNAV, basically. I will check if there is an RNAV Alpha. There is an RNAV Alpha. But that's basically a visual approach. So we will stick to what we have planned. The RNAV Zulu, I think, is what we'll stick to. Seeing Toliss's work in Microsoft Flight Sim would be interesting. Yeah, Aerosoft, because they are partnering with Aerosoft, of course, don't have the best track record for the A330 that they released. Was it earlier this year or last year? That didn't really do very well at all. Of course, Toliss are going to bring fantastic systems to that aircraft. There's no doubt about that. The systems are going to be great, and they are taking the flight model completely outside of the flight sim and handling that all themselves, as far as I know. So the flight model should be pretty good as well. I think then it's Aerosoft who are implementing that into the core aircraft and are handling the visuals and the sound. So it'll remain to be seen how that will look, how it will look and sound. I think the visuals and the sounds are far more important in Microsoft Flight Sim just due to the community wants and needs. They are different to most X-Plane users in that sense. You know, they are expecting higher quality models and textures and sounds by default. So that's going to be quite important. But you know, if they nail it, if it looks good visually, if it sounds good, with the Toliss systems and the flight model, that could be really very good. Microsoft Flight Sim. So absolutely, I'll be interested in that. Hey N1, welcome. And guys, you know earlier I was saying the Sky Colors script I was running, which was developed by a very active member on our Discord. That is N1 here. It is the Sky Reel if you are interested in the script, because it looks beautiful as you have seen all throughout this flight. A very, very good script. Let's see, a couple of aircraft over there, nothing to worry about. Should be pretty fun doing the RNAV, this RNAV arrival at night. I don't think I've ever actually done it at night, which will be interesting. Still work to do. There it is, straight from the dev. Still working on it. Looking forward to that. Hey Jesse, how's it going? It's been a while. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are we doing up here? Looking good, I think. Fuel, cabin, all looking good. Pressurization, all looking good as well. Cabin altitude, 6,500 feet. So, not the standard 8,000. It's actually closer to the A350 and the 787 there with 6,500. What do you think about the COSP sound pack? Very good. The COSP sound pack is absolutely amazing. If you haven't, if you don't know, the guy who does COSP sound pack, HKK, is the developer who did the Flight Factor 777 V2 sounds, which are also fantastic. And is working on the 787 and the A350 sounds as well, as far as I know. But yeah, it's a great sound pack, it really is. I like the Mango one too. The Mango one is cheaper. I really like both sound packs, if I'm being honest. There's some things I prefer on Mango, some things I prefer on COSP, but both are good options. I would say the COSP is probably slightly more accurate and has a slight advantage, in my opinion. But you know, if you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, Mango is very good as well. Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Welcome. Loving the content you've been putting up. Does your night enhancement mod still work for 12.2.1, and does it cost loads of FPS? So it does still work. I have been using it in today's stream. You may have seen earlier in the stream when we took off from Lisbon. That is the from my nightlight mod. You'll see it when we land in Madeira as well. So it does still work, and doesn't cost any FPS, just due to the way the mod works. There is quite literally no way you could use any FPS, so yeah, no effect on performance. It's actually a very simple mod. Laminar Research could implement it in about 5 seconds. So why they don't, I don't know. It's a super simple little mod. On my Volanta it says you're a Virgin Atlantic A330-900. So that's just because the way I set my Volanta up. I know most people let it auto detect the aircraft registration and go off that. I don't let it do that. I have aircraft set, so I've got so obviously my registrations aren't real, they're just, you know, so I know what aircraft they are. And every time I fly a particular type of aircraft, I log it to that aircraft, so I can track how many hours and flights I have on a particular type. So I can see here on a 777, it might be a 300, it might be a freighter, it might be a 200ER. I have 483 hours, 73 flights, for example. So I group all mine by type, and the image is just a random image, really. So that's why it's a Virgin Atlantic aircraft there. I got to take some pictures with my drone up in the house today, posted them on the Discord. The weather is a bit too good to got quite the sunburn. Oh, they must be beautiful. Hang on, let me have a look. Nice to know we got a fellow drone flyer. I do, of course, fly drones all the time. I went the other day.
Air Portugal 16901, you're leaving controlled airspace. Contact Oceanic Control. Primary is 119.56. 5 secondary is 132.335.
Oceanic Control, primary 119.565, secondary 132.335, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, let's put that in then. So we want 119.565. We'll put that in, and then we'll put the secondary in as well, which is 132.335, and that can stay there in standby. Oceanic Control, Air Portugal 16901, flight level 350.
Air Portugal 16901, Oceanic Control, flight level 330 confirmed.
Nope, I said flight level 350, but that's fine. Oh yes, pictures. Oh, beautiful, look at this. Amazing. What a lovely area. Real nice. Thank you for sharing those. Beautiful. Yeah, I love flying my drones. I'm actually into more so smaller homemade drones that I build and then program. And they're sort of, some have a full GPS system, a camera and all that kind of stuff, so they can follow waypoints and return to home and all that good stuff. Some I have pretty much stock, so super lightweight and they're super agile, super fast. I can do all sorts of, you know, rolls and loops and all sorts with that. They are a lot of fun. Looks stunning, can't lie. We'll definitely pick it up. Hey, thank you. Really appreciate that. Do you use XP Realistic? If so, what profile do you recommend for the most realistic experience? I do use XP Realistic. The profile is my own. I don't use too many. Effects because a lot of effects are, you know, integrated in the aircraft itself or in the sound pack. So this is mine. This probably needs some tuning, to be honest, but I think what I'll do is I'll tune them all and then I'll upload them all at some point, so you can all download them and just use my profiles. Hey, there I am. Yeah, I did see your your message at the bottom there.
Air Portugal 16901, Oceanic Control, contact Lisbon Centre on 131.13.
Lisbon Centre 131.13, Air Portugal 16901. So I think in real life we probably wouldn't have been put on Oceanic Control there, if we're just going to go straight back to Lisbon. 131, 130. Lisbon Centre, Portugal 16901, flight level 350.
Air Portugal 16901, Lisbon Center, identified. Good evening.
Yeah, Arion, I do agree. I do agree. It will be, I know, again, you know, I'll say it again, I know this is not Toliss' focus. Their focus is in the systems and the flight model, etc. But it'd be really nice if we got a little bit of maybe, you know, an external dev to work on the textures and stuff, just to, you know, really fine tune the aircraft. Again, I love flying it, but the textures do very slightly let it down, especially when you start comparing to other payware aircraft. But the systems and the way it flies are just, you know, second to none. Trailer 2255, this is same tension, so beyond ATC isn't available for X-plane. So I'm using sane tensions, which is really the reason I use sane tensions over beyond ATC, because sane tensions I can use on X-plane and Microsoft Flight Sim, and of course I fly on both flight sims, so you know, having something accessible to both is quite important. I haven't tried beyond ATC though, maybe I should give it a try. It's just paying for 2 services like that would be very expensive, so paying for just sane tensions is a little bit better. I hope the ATC makes an X-plane version. Yeah, I do hope so, but I don't think it's on their roadmap, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to do that. If they do, fantastic. We got a bit of competition then, which of course is always good. Alright, we're not far from top of descent now. Let's have a look. 44 miles. UTC saying 2051 roughly. So we're about 5 or so minutes from the top of descent. Do you fly on VATSIM when there's coverage? No, not really. Just because I have same tension, so I just use that. It's, you know, I kind of need to justify the year-long subscription I have, because it's not entirely cheap. So yeah, I do use same tensions where I can. But it's really nice because you do also get the look at this aircraft passing by us. You do also get the cabin crew. The co-pilot can, you know, speak to you and do actions and stuff. Sky Ops, the flight instructor mode, and they just released their new app, Pocket Sky, which is really nice and works very well. I was trying it the other day. So you can control your comms, you can get notifications all on a mobile app. So if you leave your PC for whatever reason, you can get notifications whenever ATC contacts you. You can respond via voice through your phone, or you can respond via text, or you can use the co-pilot mode and let the AI co-pilot respond for you, and you can just monitor it. You can get notifications on your top of descent, just before your top of descent, when you're clear to descend, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Shipped up, yeah, I don't know why. The A320 family, decent, you know, texturing and modeling is not too bad. Definitely better than the A330 and A340. So I don't know why they stopped using whoever did that, but I'm sure they, you know, they have their reasons. I use both sims as well, but I'm not taking the step to start using ATC. Yeah, I think same tensions is a good choice, especially if you're using both sims. Expensive, it's a hell of an investment, but worth it. Again, not perfect, there's definitely some refinement to do, but I like that same tensions is constantly, you know, the community engagement is great, and they're constantly updating it, new features all the time. So, you know, we have traffic in Microsoft Flight Sim now. It's still beta, but we have traffic through same tensions in Microsoft Flight Sim. That will then eventually come to X-plane as well, which is really cool. I love same tensions. I let the co-pilot do the communication at cruise. I take over departure arrivals, of course. The ability to fly any flight sim. Yeah, exactly. I often let the co-pilot take control when I am away from my PC. Mainly. Did you see the funny little teaser Flight Factor posted? Let me have a look. If we head over to Flight Factor. Uh-oh, are we in trouble? What do you think the situation is? Oh, interesting. What's this? Are they adding, oh, look at that. That's cool. Are they adding this situation into the 777? That would be cool. Practice being intercepted. Andrew, just had my X-plane crash 7 hours into a long-haul flight. Oh no. Yeah, that's a shame, really. If you have Toliss, you can of course recover using the autosave. The Toliss autosave is really good. But yeah, if you're flying something else, then unfortunately, it's a goner. Are you using the Sky Reel? I am, absolutely, yes. Absolutely, Stan. That's another big one. They actually lowered their prices because I think the cost of the AI was lowered on their side. They then passed that lowered cost onto us, which I really liked. Something that you rarely see nowadays, are prices coming down rather than going up. But I do want to say, Say Intentions is entirely paid for by myself. I don't have any affiliation with them. I don't receive anything for free from them. I'm a genuine, user of the product, and I do like it. Reason I say this is because on some posts and some other content creator videos, I won't mention who, but I have seen comments saying, "Oh, Say Intentions are paying you to say this and all this." I don't know what their situation is, but I know for me, I am paying for Say Intentions completely, out of my pocket. I'm not getting anything free, so I don't owe them anything in that regard. So everything I say about it, whether it's positive or negative, is entirely my opinion, no one else's. Everyone, yeah, I did think this. It's a cool little feature, but I would prefer a finished VNAV, absolutely. However, I guess there is the argument that the devs working on that are probably not working on VNAV, so in that regard, it's not slowing VNAV down, I guess. Was in the Rotate MD-11 Helsinki to Bangkok and was over India. Ah, right. Ah, super close then. Hey, Heart X Appearance, welcome. Oh, did we completely missed up a descent, didn't we? Whoops. Let's request this descent. Too busy talking. Lisbon Centre, Portugal 16901, ready to descend. Hopefully just give us a descend with a star.
Air Portugal 16901, cleared Raku 1, Papa arrival into Madeira. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend flight level 270.
Cleared Raku 1 Papa arrival into Madeira, descending flight level 270, Air Portugal 1691. Alright, well we are descending, we're 2,800 feet high, we should make that back as you can see. So this arrow I believe is, actually I don't know the difference. I think this one here is when we get back on track, I believe. And this one here is probably when we start another descent. Or no, this is when we get to flight level 270, isn't it? So we get to flight level 270 here, we will get back on our path here. As you can see, we're already getting back on path. Too bad I'm wagering all of the Battlefield 6 betas, would have loved to try. Have you tried it? Yeah, I got about 10 hours on it, on the beta, last week.
Air Portugal 1691, cross Mike Alpha 534 at altitude 4000.
Cross Mike Alpha 534 at altitude 4000, Portugal 16901. Alright, I'm just going to put that in the FMC to make sure it does that. So Mike Alpha 534, we'll force it to do 4000. So we'll put that in, as you can see there, that's constrained now to 4000. Yeah, I really liked it. I really did enjoy it. I played every Battlefield since, I think, Battlefield Hardline? Or was Battlefield 3 before Hardline? I can't remember. One of them. So yeah, I love the franchise. I didn't play 2042. I only played the beta. That was not great, but I played a lot of Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1 especially. I really love that, and Battlefield 5. I really did like Battlefield 6. Very much enjoyed it. I'll see how the beta goes this weekend, but honestly for beta it was very good. I had minimal issues. There's some things that, you know, they need to work on, but that's the purpose of a beta, right? I think the visibility, especially when sniping, was not great, because you get a lot of light bloom and you get a lot of dust particles and stuff, and you're really difficult to see. But the spotting was kind of overdone, and I guess mitigates that. There's a lot of times where I spot someone through smoke or through a light bloom or something. I can't see them, but I can see the, you know, the orange diamond, and I shoot at that, and I, you know, hit them. So at times it kind of feels like you're shooting at the orange Dorito icons. I think that needs working on a little bit, but the sniping felt good, the gunplay felt good. There was a lot of talk about recoil and stuff like that. The recoil felt good to me. Recoil was there, you know, you couldn't just laser beam someone. Can go down further, 4,000. Recoil was there, you couldn't beam someone, you know. You had to control it, you had to burst fire if required. It was good, I enjoyed it. You know, the LMG was nice as well, because the LMG wasn't overpowered. Previously, LMGs have been really annoying to play against, but it felt pretty balanced when I used it. It was, you know, there was lower recoil, it was more accurate, but the fire rate was slow. You know, the DPS was really slow on that. So overall good, I think. There's a lot of things to work on. The maps weren't great in the beta, unfortunately. They were very much close quarters. I prefer the larger open battlefield maps. Which we'll get in the full release, so that's not a problem. So yeah, overall a good beta. A little bit of work to be done, so we'll see how it is this weekend, and we'll see how it is at the full release. Andrew, I absolutely agree. Battlefield 1 sniping was so good. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. The Battlefield 6, the sound when you kill someone or when you headshot someone is very... It's not very noticeable and it's not very unique. If you remember in Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5, the sounds when you kill someone and when you headshot someone was so nice. They're really crisp, especially the Battlefield 1. That's what stays in my head. I would love that sort of sound to be implemented into Battlefield 6, or at least have an option. So I think Battlefield 5 had an option, right? And does the Mango Soundpack have Doppler effect? I think so, yeah. Nicky, that would have to answer that one though, honestly. Whole sweet spot mechanic for the snipers was super good. Yeah, again, I do like that mechanic, I really do. I loved it in Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 sniping was so good, and it's what kept me playing Battlefield 1 for so very long. I loved it. I like that the sweet spot is back. I think the scope glint in Battlefield 6 needs tuning down, because it's so noticeable, especially when you're playing sniper. You can see all the other snipers, but not just that. When you shoot someone, or even if you just look at someone, they see that glint, they run into cover. You are almost way too noticeable as a sniper by other infantry units. So that needs toning down a little bit. I love the planes in Battlefield 5, especially the BF-109 with rockets. Oh yeah. I never played enough to get really good with the vehicles. I would hop in them sometimes and do, you know, maybe decent, but I'll never do great. I'd always get shot down by the AA or another plane or something. But it was fun. It was fun for sure. Descending nicely. We are slowly getting back on the path. We're only 700 foot high, 600 foot now. So we are looking good. Let's put the our destination data in. So QNH is 1016. Oh, hello. We have some lightning, was that? Interesting. 1016, temperature is 23 degrees. Wind is 010 at 10, so 01010. Barrow, what's our minimums? This is important for an RNAV approach. So, which RMP do we have on this? I don't know. On this aircraft. Are we RMP 0.1 or RMP 0.2 or RMP 0.3? If anyone knows, it would be greatly appreciated. Or if anyone knows how I can check what RMP accuracy we have on board. I really don't know. If we don't know, I will go for the highest set of minimums, or the least accurate, to be safe. We can do our landing perf here as well. So it looks like low auto brake will do us just fine. So low, our stop margin is there. So we'll go low, I think, and we can always step on the brakes manually if required. So what RMP accuracy are we? Let me do a quick Google. If anyone knows, that'd be greatly appreciated. I have no idea. Got our decel point there. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. That is not the seatbelt signs. These are the seatbelt signs. Alright, what we'll do in terms of the minima is we'll use the 0.3 minima. Yeah, everyone, I was thinking the same thing. If we go for the worst case scenario, which is the RMP 0.3, which is the least accurate, which gives you the highest minimums, that's probably the safest. So we'll go, we're going to be Class C as well, so we're going to go 910 for the minimums.
Air Portugal 16901, contact Madeira approach on 119.605.
Madeira approach 119.605, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, Madeira approach 119.605. Madeira approach, Air Portugal 16901, descending through flight level 136 for flight for altitude 04, correction, altitude 4000. Best to get the terminology correct there.
Air Portugal 16901, Madeira approach identified. Good evening, expect the RNAV Alpha runway 5 approach into Madeira.
Expect the RNAV Alpha approach runway 5 into Madeira, Air Portugal 16901. We are going to run the RNAV Zulu. I think Saint Engines defaults to RNAV Alpha, even though it's probably not what's going to be used in real life. Got a new Scanhorst, if I'm saying that correctly, ship model. Turns out the extra parts from the deluxe edition don't have any instructions, so I have to interpret their placement. Oh no. Well, I'm sure you'll be fine. I think you've built plenty of models, haven't you? Alright, almost at 10,000 then. Yeah, hopefully the airport comes into, or the island at least comes into view relatively soon. We aren't too far. Oh, there it is, probably. an aircraft heading towards us there on the ND. So yeah, we'll be on the safe side. We'll go with RMP 0.3 with Barrow 910 feet. Very important to have QNH set correctly as well for an RNAV approach. Reason being is an RNAV approach will use your altitude here. It doesn't use any ground-based equipment. It is all purely from the data inside a flight computer that the RNAV approach is flown from. So it relies heavily on your GPS, where you are, and also your altitude. So if your altitude is incorrectly set due to a wrong QNH, you might be higher or lower than you actually should be, which has led to accidents in the past.
Air Portugal 16901, cross Pilim at altitude 3000, QNH 1016.
Cross Pilim, altitude 3000, QNH 1016, Air Portugal 16901. Whereas with an ILS, you have a ground-based device, and the ILS, no matter what your altitude indicator is reading, will tell you if you're high or low. So your altitude indicator could be completely wrong, and the ILS still, runs and works just fine. They said Pilim at 3000, so let's put that in. Good stuff. Looks like we're gonna slow down before we cross below 10,000. We'll get the lights back on. Doesn't the A330neo fall under reference code D? My understanding is that the reference codes are based on your approach speed, and our approach speed is 140, which would be under category C, is my understanding. Let me check that. Yeah, so here we are. Aircraft category certification. So you can see Cat A, speed less than 91,
Hey folks,
Cat B,
you're now on our final
between
approach to
91 and
the
121, Cat
Please
C,
turn off your electronic
between
devices
121 and
and stow them
141,
until
and then
arrive
Cat D is
at
141,
Kindly put your
166.
tray tables
So we're
away.
just about in
Ensure
Cat
your
C.
seats are in their full upright position and fasten your seatbelts. We will be arriving
Yeah.
at gate A9.
Yeah,
Thank
based
you
on
for your
airspeed.
cooperation.
Interesting stuff. I will be learning this stuff because at the minute all my knowledge on this is purely self-taught. I will be hopefully learning all of this officially soon as well, my real life flight training, which will be pretty interesting. Right, so they say QNH 1016. I'm going to check the METAR, see if that's correct. QNH is indeed 1016, so we'll switch to that now. 1016, there it is. So this isn't Madeira in front of us, this is a different island. That's Porto Santo. As you can see here, LPPS, so that's Porto Santo. Madeira is a little bit further out here. We should see it fairly soon. Will be a new meta in 2 minutes. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I will keep an eye out for that. Although my meta I have at the minute says 9 minutes ago. So we're going to get another one that quick. Alright, so we want low auto brake. We have rotor up on dry, which is what we want. Looking good. We will probably use the hood, I think. Everyone loves the hood. Oh. Beautiful. Let's see how this light enhancement thing looks now. Doesn't really make a difference at the minute. I think it looks better off, to be honest. So, overflying Lima Papa Sierra directly below us.
Air Portugal 16901,
There.
proceed direct Mike Alpha 563, cleared for the RNAV runway 5 approach.
Direct Mike Alpha 563, cleared on Av runway 5 approach, Air Portugal 16901. I don't think I have that waypoint. Mike Alpha 563. Yeah, I don't have that waypoint, so I will probably just I'll just stay on whatever we're doing and ignore that, basically. They think we're on the RNAV Alpha. Oh, another new feature which they added, by the way, which I really like, it now gives you your arrival gate here. So this is really useful because when, for example, now I can have a look and sort of work out what my taxi might be prior, which is really useful. I can also see if it's going to give me one that doesn't really work. Like I landed into San Francisco the other day in a FedEx 777. And they tried giving me a passenger gate, and I was like, no, I need to go to a freighter ramp, so I could change that now, for example. Wondering why some operators only allow the use of the hood in emergencies. Oh, really? I didn't know that. And as a side note, why haven't we seen multiple colour hoods? I think we have in Gulfstream, right? They have a thermal hood, don't they? But I imagine it's to keep hoods as simple as possible, and also make sure that your eyes don't adjust too much. Doesn't adjust too much to that. Of course, your eyes don't want to adjust to light too much because you want to still be able to see outside in the dark in case of emergency. Hence why we don't use a dome light, for example, now during night time. That was indeed the meta I used, yes. Hey, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. The ATIS update times varies from country to country though, so... Oh, right, I see. I think, yeah, this one's only 12 minutes old, so I assume this is gonna remain valid. But I have it up. If it updates, I'll update my QNH along with it. Look at this, we're going to cross Mike Alpha 534 at 4,000 pretty much perfectly. Good stuff. And we're on the lower end of the speed band as well, so we're doing good for speed. I'm going to set this now to 3,000. Right, and then we need to head down to 2, so I'm actually going to set 2,000. And then go around procedure, climb 3,000, okay. So once we are on the RNAV approach, we will put 3,000 in for our go around altitude. And we'll get our HUD out fairly soon as well. Right, this is Madeira now, right in front of us. We are going to go around the side, swing back around for runway 05. I'm not going to use a fix or anything today because it's having an extended centerline isn't really going to help us considering the nature of this approach. But the aircraft VNAV handled that perfectly. I didn't need to use any speed brake. It adjusted itself according to those restrictions that ATC gave us. That was brilliant. Again, VNAV is probably, I imagine, one of the hardest things to code. A lot of add-on aircraft don't have a particularly good VNAV. This VNAV just performed, exactly how I would expect it to. Of course, I don't know how the real one would respond, but that one did everything it's meant to. So, absolutely no issues there. Can't remember, do we need approach? Yeah, we do. Approach nav, there we are. I think after this we should go... We don't need LS, do we? Is a Titan E190 livery used public? I don't think so, no. I don't think so, unfortunately. Right, are we gonna... Are we gonna descend? Yep,
Air Portugal 16901. Contact Madeira Tower on 124.66.
Madeira Tower 124.66, Air Portugal 16901. I think we have missed the RNAV. Oh, the A339 is so slippery. It really is. It's a very slippy aircraft. We should be on the RNAV approach right now, so why we aren't getting the I don't know what they're called, but the LNAV
2,500.
LNAV. Yeah, we'll be at 2,000 by 522. Absolutely. I'm not sure why we have approach now. We have alt final, but we're not getting our lateral and vertical deviation. Is it because we're not in approach phase? Oh, there. Alright. There we are. There it is. We're not, it didn't. Is that meant to? I thought that's meant to do that automatically, but there you go. Let's contact tower. Not FLS as far as I know. No FLS available. Madeira Tower, Air Portugal 16901. We're on the RNAV Zulu runway 05 approach. Alright, let's go flaps 1. Let's get this thing slowed down.
Air Portugal 16901, Madeira Tower, negative no. Air Portugal 16901 on the ANAV Zulu runway 05.
What do you mean no? Madeira Tower, Air Portugal 16901 on the RNAV for runway 05. I don't think it's understanding me saying RNAV.
Air Portugal 16901, roger.
Okay. I have a feeling they're not going to give us... Right, we're going to get the gear down. Flaps 2.
Speed check. Flaps 2.
I believe gear would go down during this section, as you don't normally put the gear down in a turn, but I could be wrong. It's not an RNAV, it's an RNP. I should probably brush up on that terminology, shouldn't I? Yes, you are correct, RNP Zulu. Yeah, you are correct. Okay, we are looking good here. Let's get the hood out. I will turn the brightness down a little bit. If you want some fun, try the RMP Yankee for 23 left at Auckland, 1.5 mile final. I will add that to my list as well. That sounds fun. Is it not Wellington? There's another approach in New Zealand which is a lot of fun to do as well. I can't remember the name. It's not Wellington. Wellington's fun, but it's not Wellington I'm thinking of. I'll check in a second. Yes, Queenstown, that's it. That's fun. We need to do that on the stream. So, at Mike Alpha 522, we should start descending. Let's go flaps 3. Slow down even more.
Flaps 3.
We should start descending. You see the nose go down there. Look at the lighting's great. Beautiful. All right, are we ready? Yeah, Queenstown. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I am quite happy with the lights, if I do say so myself. Alright, final approach. So, aircraft is now descending as it should. So, final approach. We'll put our missed approach in. As you can see, the freeware mod gives the freeware scenery adds the lights here, which is really cool. That is the scenery from XP Javelin. Hey, thank you very much. I am using Saint Engine today, so no network. Alright, flaps full, final approach.
Flaps full.
Get Toby eye tracker working, perfect for an approach like this. And we do need to get our turn off lights on and our taxi light on as well. Alright, shall we... Let me get my landing clearance and I'll disconnect the autopilot. Madeira Tower, Air Portugal 16901, short final, runway 05. I'll disconnect here.
Air Portugal 16901, wind 010 at 12, runway 5, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 05, Air Portugal 16901. Alright. Following the flight directors here, we've got the lights outside as well. Oh, this looks beautiful. Definitely a good decision to stay lifetime. We are visual with the airport there. Oh, we're getting some wind. Minimums will continue. Oh, I love that. As soon as you get close to terrain, you can feel the disturbance in the air because of it. A bit high, correcting. Increase that bank angle. Right, now we can put the flight path vector on the threshold. It is windy all over the place. I love it. Is that an aircraft? That's an aircraft on the runway going around.
100.
Aircraft on the runway. Right, gear up, flaps 2.
Speed check, flaps 2.
Air Portugal 16901 going around. Right, follow the missed approach here. Look at that rate of climb.
Air Portugal 16901, landing clearance cancelled. Execute missed approach procedure. Contact departure on 119.605.
Contact departure 119.605, Air Portugal 16901. Reason for the missed approach was aircraft on the runway. Right, flaps 1, thrust levers climb.
Flaps 1.
Autopilot on to reduce the workload. Contact departure 119.605.
Air Portugal 16901, turn left heading 350 vectors for the RNAV runway.
Madeira departure, Air Portugal 16901. We are the missed approach aircraft, currently on standard missed approach at altitude 3,000 feet. The only thing we traffic global.
16901 departure identified. Good evening, Madeira QNH 1016.
Madeira QNH 10116. Please advise for the missed approach. Missed approaches don't go well with Saint Engine, so we may have to figure this one out ourselves. It really doesn't like missed approaches. But for now, aircraft is doing what it should do. Madeira departure, Portugal 16901. Please advise regarding the missed approach. Can't take the main out of that sim, can't take the back sim out of the sim. Brilliant.
Air Portugal 16901, continue on the standard missed approach procedure. Climb altitude 3,000 feet, then proceed direct to Pilem and hold as published. Expect further clearance.
Climb altitude 3,000 feet, proceed direct, PILIM, hold as published, expect further clearance, Portugal 16901. Alright, so we need to right, we're going direct, PILIM, and then we're going to hold. Based on the database, I am going to check this. It is inbound course 226, it is a right hand turn, and we are going to be at 3,000. Last exit is at 2249 UTC. We have, okay, we have time. I like that. I like this a lot. So we're going to enter that hold and continue as published. Max is 230 knots. Where's green dot? Where's my green dot speed? So let's do this. Let's go to, oh yeah, okay, so we're in the go around at the minute. Let's go PILIM. Let's, okay, yeah, speed 230. Let's go 230 knots and get the flaps up.
Speed check.
That should help with our fuel burn. And then we're going to enter that hold. Okay. No green dot, speed slats are out already. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to disarm that speed brake. That engine start has always been in start. Whoops. Let's take that back in normal. No one saw that. There's always something with the landing. Oh yeah. That's the only thing with Traffic Global is Traffic Global and St. Engines obviously don't speak to each other, so they will clear you to land if there's an aircraft on the runway. But hey, it gives us a opportunity for the missed approach. Yeah, I think they're going to get us to hold at PILIM and then we're going to basically redo that entire approach. Hopefully not too long because it's already been quite a long stream. I'm going to check my fuel. Although considering our alternate was Tenerife, that's another hour away, so we should have plenty. Our reserves, our final reserves plus our alternate was 7.5 tons. We have 8.5 right now. Our fuel burn is 5.5 an hour. So we have about 10-15 minutes before we start eating into our reserves and our alternate, probably. But our final reserves are 2,225, so we have plenty of fuel. Overall, we probably have about an hour and a half of fuel. Just rough calculations. I had to prompt St. Engines a little bit there to give me something to do. But they did, so that this kind of worked. I just hope they don't leave us in this hold forever now. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing. Alright, well that was interesting, wasn't it? So they should hopefully give us further clearance soon. Hopefully they'll just tell us to continue on this approach. Yes, Arion, yeah. I'm hoping that's what they're gonna make us do after this turn. So I don't want to hold too long, just because it's getting late for me as well. But yeah, absolutely, we could do that, which I might do. I might just request that. But they have no reason to keep us in a hold, so I imagine they will just tell us to continue after PILIM on the published approach. One would hope. But yeah, that was definitely interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed that go around. We did just hit Toga there, rather than there it is. Oh, never mind. That was just Toga there. I think we were a bit too low to for that to be a soft go around. Soft go arounds are modelled in this aircraft. We tested it on our first stream, if I remember right. Right, any time now, say intentions would be great. Not uncommon to have a go around at Madeira. Almost any time you look at a flight radar, you can see number 1 tracked. A flight going into Madeira and not being able to land due to weather or something. Alright. Not much to look at there. Alright. Right, please take us out of this hold. I am interested to see what they do here. Any crosswind from the east or west above 20 knots with gusts over 30, you're not allowed to land. Doesn't look like you want to. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oops. I am gonna arm that exit. And it is gonna continue. I'll stick approach nav in. Yeah, I think that's what it wants me to do, but I am just gonna continue. I'll probably just switch to tower and they'll give me clearance to land. Not procedure, I know, but there you go. Right, approach nav. Approach nav, final. Alright. Oh, yeah, approach mode. Alrighty.
Air Portugal 16901, contact Madeira Tower on 124.66.
Madeira Tower 124.66, Air Portugal 16901. Manage speed now. 124.66, so we can just swap that. Madeira Tower, Air Portugal 16901 on the RMP Zulu, runway 05. Yep, it just waited for me to start.
Air Portugal 16901, Madeira Tower. Continue approach runway 5. Winds 010 at 12.
Continue approach, Air Portugal 16901. Get the first stage of flaps out. You can see the airport. There it is. Oh, no, okay. Now it's hidden. There it is. I'm waiting for this vertical dev to come in and us to start the descent. I'm sure it will fairly soon. I'm gonna go flaps 2 now.
Speed check.
Say intentions, Jesse. Say intentions. Alright, so gear down. Flaps
Speed check.
3 as
Flaps
well.
3. Gear down.
We'll get set up here a little bit early. Right, please don't. Right, nothing on the runway as of yet. If there's another aircraft on the runway, I will not be going around this time. I will just turn off traffic global. Yeah, Jesse, I know. Yep. It'll be nice to try it for sure. Okay, there's a vertical deviation coming in. It should switch to final approach soon. Hopefully, please. No? That's concerning. Why have you not? Okay. Why have you not? Alright, we're disconnecting, I guess. Raw data, I suppose. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. Flaps full.
Speed check. Flaps full.
Oh, careful. Definitely gets windy as soon as you start approaching terrain. Right, terrain's going back on. And we'll arm the speed brakes. Make sure we're turning. I have no idea why I didn't go into final approach, but most likely something I did wrong. Getting low. What was I? Oh yeah. Set my go around altitude. I'm not flying this very well, am I? We're way off. Would you, is this even allowed in real life? Without flight directors, where it's essentially a, I guess, would you call it a raw data RMP? Just using the lateral and vertical deviation bars. I have no idea. All I know is that I'm not doing a very good job of flying this at the minute. This is my light mod. This is my personal light mod. Madeira Tower, Portugal, 16901, final runway 05. You have to prompt them, I think, to get a landing clearance.
Air Portugal 16901, roger.
Madeira Tower, Air Portugal 16901, short final 05. Yes, I did the mod myself from scratch.
Air Portugal 16901, wind 360 at 11, runway 5, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 05, Air Portugal 16901. Alright, we're kind of back on track here, I think.
100 above. 1,000.
100 above.
Air Portugal 16901, roger.
Yeah, Same Intentions is having not a great time at the minute, figuring out what I'm trying to say.
Minimum.
Minimums will continue, airfield is in sight. What is that now? I will ignore that for the time being. It is so windy. The inputs I'm having to make right now to get this thing, it is pretty extreme.
$500.
Oh, come on.
400.
I can see why this is a captain's only approach. The wind and the turbulence. Look at that.
300.
Come on. The inputs. Ugh.
200. 100.
Come on, let's get it down. This is gonna be a
50,
horrible landing.
40, 30. Retard. 20.
Get it down. Don't float.
10. 5.
Alright, we're down. Fly the nose wheel down. Reverses. Oof. That was crazy. Not gonna make that exit. I'm gonna get on the brakes there.
Air Portugal 16901, welcome to Madeira. Taxi to A9 via Bravo, Alpha, stay with me.
Taxi to Alpha 9 via Bravo, and we'll stay with you. Air Portugal 16901. Oof. That was, wow. Hydraulics issue there?
Hey folks, we have just
My
landed in Madeira.
hydraulic system.
Did you know that Madeira
Do I have
is
random
known as the
failures?
island of eternal spring due to its mild climate year-round? It's also famous for its delicious wine. Thank you.
That
for flying
was
with TAP Air
an
Portugal.
absolutely
User
insane landing. I had to
reached
put
our
a
final
crazy amount of
destination.
inputs to get this
On
thing
behalf of Captain
to
Drishal,
go where I
First
wanted it
Officer
to.
Nigel, and the entire crew, we wish you a
Jeez.
wonderful stay in Madeira.
A lot of fun though.
Time here is 9:42 p.m.
A lot of
If you have
fun.
any upcoming connections, please take
We will
note.
watch the
Flight TP
replay, of course.
123 to Porto, departing at 10:15
Right,
p.m.
flaps up.
885. Safe travels.
What was this on about? Oh, my hydraulics are overheated. Oh, you know what? That's why I was having to make the crazy inputs I was. Because my hydraulics were overheated. So I wasn't getting the flight control authority I'm meant to get. Why did... Yeah, random photos off. Right, okay, I don't know what I did to, I have no idea what I've done to get the hydraulics to overheat, but okay, they want, as we taxi, they want the engine 2 pump off and the ELEC pump off. For what colour? Yellow. So ELEC, so these two off, and I think it wants the same for blue. The reserve, I've never seen that before, and it was quite possibly the worst timing ever. Oh my god. I am following the ECAM. Right. I still have nose wheel steering, is the good sign. Thank you guys, I appreciate the really great comments about my nightlight mod, even if I am very much distracted here by this aircraft deciding, brand new aircraft, come on Airbus. TCAS, right, let's sort this out first. Weather radar off. Predicted wind shear. I'm pretty sure with this many hydraulic issues, they would just stop the aircraft. The last thing you want to risk is losing brakes or losing nose steering. That's, especially at Madeira, that's pretty disastrous. I wonder if my reversers work. They are hydraulic. So I wonder... I am going to try and run through this. I know it's late, but where are we going? Alpha 9? Right, I know. Okay, I've got Alpha 9. Jeez, what a stream. We will watch the replay, don't worry. I will show you the island during the daytime as well. We'll watch the go-around as well, I think. Cessna has taken the parking spot there, lovely. This is an add-on Madeira, by the way, the freeware scenery. Alpha 12. I do have brakes still, which is good. If I go to the flight control page... Yeah, look. 2 hydraulics gone. Jeez. Yes, I will show the scenery in daylight, absolutely. Let me get these lights off. You know the airport was renamed Cristiano Ronaldo? Yes, it was indeed. Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe we have a double hydraulic failure on final approach. No wonder I had to put the crazy inputs. Normally the aircraft is quite sensitive, but no, the inputs there, I was pretty much at the axis limit for the majority of that. And it makes sense. I had basically no hydraulic pressure. So, considering all of that, I would say that was pretty successful. I'm just really curious as to why we had the hydraulic failure, because if my failures are off. But I wonder, I don't know, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Unless it's an X-plane random failure that's kicked in, I'll have to check. There it is, Cristiano Ronaldo up there. Alright, we'll stop here. Parking brake is working. Good. I'm gonna get chocks ASAP because I'm worried that we're just gonna roll away. Alright, chocks. Alright. What mod do you used to have the marshaller? It's either from OpenSAM or from AutoDGS, one of the two. OpenSAM if it's implemented by the scenery. At sceneries that don't have it, and at default airports, AutoDGS. Poorly maintained aircraft, yeah. Right. Oh no, I didn't get the APU on. There's a quick APU start, isn't there, I think? No one saw that. I promise we started the APU earlier and we didn't forget. Alright. Main reason I wanted the APU is because right, so we have no flight controls. Or we had we only had the green system was working. And so all of our hydraulics, such a cheater, yeah, I know. All of our flight controls were on that, but our landing gear, what hydraulic system is the gear on? Hang on. A339 hydraulic schematic. This is the engineering me being interested. What's the gear on? Oh no, that's a video. Nope. That is also a video. I want to know what, I don't think I'll be able to find it. A330 hydraulic system on prune. So, what's our landing gear on? Because I'm interested to see if we would have had a landing gear failure there. Had we have not had our landing gear out. So, parking brake is on the blue system, but I guess it's being cross-fed right now. Green. Normal brake. Oh, yeah, okay, landing gear is on green. So, would we have had a gear failure then? It wouldn't have retracted, potentially. Maybe doing all those things at once in such a short time. Because we have to do it twice, right? Due to the go-around. Maybe that overheated. Maybe we overused them somehow. That's certainly an interesting one. Oh no, we've got our engines, haven't we? Okay. So the only thing... Oh no. We had the green... Oh no, now our green system is not working. Have they all failed now? No, our green system was working, so our landing gear was fine. Our flaps, slats, so we lost all of this stuff. Our alternate brake, our parking brake, we lost some of our slats, some of our flaps, our pitch trim 2, spoilers 2 and 3, some elevators, rudders, but all of this would have been backed up by the backup electric hydraulic systems. Yeah, first year, I know, right? I know. This is a throwback to my Aerospace Systems module I had, where we did have all of this stuff. There is electro-hydrostatic, I think, if I remember right. Hydraulic actuators normally, or electro-hydraulic actuators, which can take over if your hydraulics have a failure, start using electric pumps and all sorts. That's really interesting. That is really, really interesting. I genuinely enjoyed that. That was quite an interesting... Look at this. Oh yeah, there we are, okay. So if we go to hydraulics here, looks like our hydraulics are now normal. So they just overheated. Maybe, so we didn't lose them. We just lost them when we turned the pumps off. But I think they just overheated. Of course now, yeah, we haven't got anything running, so there's no pressurization. Right, well, that was interesting, wasn't it, guys? It was yellow and blue failure, yes. Yeah, yellow and blue failure. These two. Did the rat didn't come out, did it? I don't think it would have. No. Alright, well, shall we, let's get rid of Saint Engines. End the flight on Volanta. That was one hell of a approach. And shall we take a look at the replay? The PTO rat doesn't kick unless all power systems use pressure, I think. Or we did losing yellow and blues losing redundancy. Yeah, I think you're correct. I don't even think we lost pressure. I think they just overheated. And I think maybe the aircraft automatically shut some of the pumps down. I really don't know. I will do some research on this because I don't know the A330 systems too in depth. But I did feel something strange with the flight controls. Even before, it felt like we had the inputs I was having to make was crazy, which I initially thought was due to terrain and wind and it being gusty, but now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't. Because I've done a couple of these approaches in Airbus aircraft. I think I've done it in the A330neo and not had that before, so yeah, that was an interesting one. That was, yeah. Did we have any failures? I don't think we did, because I'm pretty sure my settings are set such that I don't get failures. See, now I can't remember where it is. There's a setting, isn't there, for failures in X-Plane? I can't remember though. Where exactly it is, but I'm pretty sure it's off. Anyway, let's let's go ahead and watch this replay. Almost a 3-hour stream here, so getting late for me. But that was fun. I honestly, that was some of the most fun I've had in X-Plane in a very long time. The missed approach, the challenging approach, the whatever happened with the hydraulics at the end there, I don't even know. That was fun. I hope it was fun for you to watch as well. Me completely show my lack of knowledge in the A330. But there you go. Let's take a look. You likely lost hydraulic power to one or more actuators on each control surface, so the remaining working ones are doing all the work. Yeah, maybe that's why they were slow. Triple actuated, yes. Yes. I need to look into the 330 systems in more depth. I know the 320 system's a bit better. Not so much the 330, but we do have a type-rated 330 pilot in my Discord, so I am going to ask him. I will ask him. Maybe he can review the stream and let me know how I did. Thank you. I really appreciate that comment, everyone. I really, really appreciate that. Alright, here we go. You can see the we were oscillating a fair bit as well. Yeah, look at the float. Crazy float. We did get it down just about in the touchdown zone though, so. Beautiful sounds. Let's take a look from the classics plane spotting location over here somewhere, isn't it? On the hill. Right, where is it? Somewhere here, I would say, probably, is it? Let's go with this. Like, it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, it was a floaty landing for sure. You look, look at the oscillations. I was all over the place. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure if you got a master caution, on final, they would have gone around, to be honest. Although maybe not with the hydraulic over here. I don't know. Yeah, that was a hell of a float. Were we legal? We were legal, right? No, we weren't. Oh, no. We were just outside the touchdown zone, I think. There's approach lights. Yeah, they look good, right? Oh, we had all... Yeah, we did have all our spoilers, actually. So, yeah, I don't think we actually lost any. I think we... The remaining actuators probably took over. It's so interesting that we got that overheat, though. I don't think it's classed as a failure. Maybe it's classed as a wear and tear thing. That's definitely very interesting. I will ask the type-rated 330 pilot to review this end of the stream and see if we can see anything which might have caused that. It could very well have just been due to us putting the gear down twice in a short period of time. You know, flaps, we put them down, we retracted them, and then we put them down again. And then we floated like crazy. Yeah, I'm going to look at the 330 hydraulic system, see if I can find... I can probably find the FCOM, right? In fact, I think someone sent me the official FCOM. Oh no, the Toliss comes with all the documentation, doesn't it? What am I saying? I'll review the Toliss one and see. Yeah, it was wobbly for sure. Shall we have a look at what the passengers were saying? This must have been scary for the passengers. Yep, we'll show you the scenery in a second and we'll take a closer look at these engines as well, and then we'll end the stream. I forgot to run X roads before the stream. Yeah, I think we all would have, Jesse. Scary approach, and then a right floater. Slam it at the end. Oh, jeez. Reversers did come out. So of course, these rely on hydraulics as well, so. Jeez. Good fun. Hey Jonathan, how are you? We've just had a very, very interesting go around and then another approach into Madeira and then hydraulic issues on final approach. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Right, anyway, what's this saying? Brakes hot? No, that's probably from the replay being weird. Gotta love it. Yeah, it was. He threw everything at me there. Right, so let's do this. Let's set daytime. Let's take a look at the end. Oh, there's. Oh, they must have just spawned in, right? Let's take a little bit of a closer look at these engines here. I know I already showed them, but I'll show them to you again because they're going to look a little bit better now with some VRAM freed up because we're obviously in the middle of the ocean pretty much. They look fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful. X-Roads does work with auto as long as you run X-Roads while auto is active. It will work, yeah. Absolutely. I forgot to run it. I made these, the scenery, the auto tiles just, you know, literally an hour before the stream. And forgot to run X-Roads on them. So that's why I have all the roads there. But yeah, no, this engine mod is beautiful. And I think the A330 really needed it. The modeling is fantastic. The install is super easy, just a very quick drag the objects in, you run the auto installer software. It's a very simple executable and it does it all for you. It's really, really good. And the modeling and the texturing is top work. Remember, I have my textures on medium at the minute. I'm sure they will look even better if you stick them on high or ultra as well. Wycliffe, welcome. Can you use X-Roads or X-Plane map enhancement? I believe so, yes. Again, as long as you run map enhancement so that X-Roads can detect the map enhancement files in your custom scenery folder, then yes, I do believe that it will work. So just run map enhancement, run X-Roads, and you should be good to go, I believe. Although I've not tried it myself, but it did work with auto, so... yeah, so really nice scenery as well. I'll show you that. This is Madeira. I'm using custom LiDAR data for the mesh downloaded from Sony's LiDAR. And also for XP 1.4. And so we have lovely coastlines here as well. Of course, at Madeira, there isn't really any beaches as far as I know, maybe on the other side. But here it's pretty much cliff faces, so I didn't add a huge water mask. But you can see sort of what mimics waves crashing into the rocks, I suppose. And then this scenery fixes all the elevation issues. This is freeware by XP Javelin. If you put exclamation ARR in the chat, you should get a link from Nightbot. But yeah, it's really nice. The textures in here are, I believe these are all the default X-Plane textures, but they still look pretty good. And then I think this is custom modeling, potentially. And it fixes all the terrain issues that are present here in the default. As you can see, we've got some F4 Phantoms over here. Nice. And then, yeah, we have all of this stuff modeled down here as well, which is really nice. For the runway 03 side of the airport. Of course, there's some weird road issues. This is why I run X-Roads, because with some mesh roads look weird. So if you use X-Roads, it kind of helps a little bit. But yeah, this is an X-Plane thing, if anything. But yeah, look, this all looks really nice, especially for free. Can't complain. XP Javelin's done a fantastic job. XP Javelin does provide a ortho patch file, so I've used the ortho patch file in conjunction with the LiDAR data, and it all pairs really nicely. And then if you have your own ortho for XP file and you use the patch, then you remove his terrain and you remove his roads file, because it comes with 3 files, the scenery, and you just use his airport file and you should be good to go. So that's what I'm running right now, and it looks great. Really, really, really nice. Right, so that's gonna end the stream. Eventful at the end, to say the least, but really, really fun. Another big thank you to Mango Studios for providing the engine mod to take a look at today. Really, really appreciate it. They've done a fantastic job. So do head over. Link is in the description. Do head over, and if you do want to get yourself one, it's so cheap. It's like, I think $5.99 in British pounds, I believe. Well, that might be dollars, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's super cheap. Definitely well worth it if you fly the A330 a lot. I hope you enjoyed that stream. I will try and review the hydraulic issues at the end there, because I'm really genuinely interested. Purely from an engineering background, this stuff is, you know, hydraulic systems, I really find that stuff interesting. Of course, I have studied it as well, so maybe I need to refresh my memory on some of that stuff from uni, because it's been almost 2 years since I've done aircraft systems, especially hydraulics and stuff like that. But yeah, interesting to say the least. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys... Oh, we didn't view the missed approach. Shall we do that real quick? Let's have a look at missed approach. And then we will go, I promise. So this was our first landing. And we went all the way over here. And back here. Oh no, we've gone too far now. Yeah, there it is. All right. This is our missed approach. So our first failed approach due to an aircraft on the runway. You won't see that aircraft now because traffic global doesn't work in the replay, but... Oh yeah, gotta love X-Plane's replay. See how far back I went there and it had no issues? Gotta love it. No need to hit record. Should get some nice sounds here. I think there's a go around. Waiting for those engines to pull up. Was it not yet? Yeah, now, there it is. I positioned the camera wrong. Let me, I thought it was much earlier. I didn't realize we went around that late. Let's do it from the plane spotting location. How about that? It's a pretty famous plane spotting YouTube channel which films from here. Let's do this. Beautiful. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, follow the missed approach. Oh, I love that. There's something about missed approaches that just looks so cool, right? I'll probably leave you with a nice little replay of this from maybe this view. I don't know why. Maybe if I remove that reflection. Yeah, there it is. That looks a little bit better. Well, no, I should leave it on, right? I should leave it on. It looks great. So I'm gonna leave you here. Really appreciate it. That was a fun stream. I honestly had a lot of fun there. Thank you to Alex for the gifted memberships and the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. I did enjoy that stream. So I'll leave you with a replay here. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
500. 300,